Hi, welcome back. We're the Gracenotesstirchers. I'm Colleen and this is my mom.
Corinne.
And just to catch you up on a few things.
What we've been doing this week. Last weekend was the 24 hours of cross stitch. So if you watched our extra video, you got to see little blurbs of us throughout the day. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we'd make a video like that again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed doing it. I think we got some new viewers from that. So thank you. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. This is our finished basement, so you're kind of coming into our home. The other side of it is where they do their school, because we homeschool, and TV. My books. I have 7, 8 bookcases over there. So we like books here in this house. And then this is our repurposed entertainment center for cross stitch. So this
and
is
coffee.
Oh yeah,
And tea.
Coffee and tea. We used to keep the coffee in the garage when the Keurig box would come, and it's not the best thing for the coffee. So since I had room, that's why you see that. I mean, yeah, we do love coffee, we love tea. So tea's behind me, coffee's behind her. But that's why, if you ever wonder why. We actually don't cross stitch down here much. Colleen does sometimes at her table when she's done with her schoolwork and doesn't want to come upstairs, or when I'm teaching, right?
Yeah.
But other than that, we stitch in our living room. Because we watch movies. We watch Flosstube. What are we watching right now? We're getting ready to watch Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, yeah.
My Lauren has decided we're watching the entire saga of Star Wars, but we have to watch the cartoons in between.
Hey, we finished Clone Wars, finished Rebels.
Rebels was...
There's one called Resistance, and that's going to be pretty short to watch.
But Rebels was pretty agonizing.
Yeah, pretty hard to watch. But, our brother was like, we've seen this before. I know we've watched this, when it first aired. We may have seen a little bit of it, but Lauren and I, we've never seen season 4. So a lot of questions were answered in that stuff.
So if you were with us over the weekend, we watched 24, season 3. That was fun, but you got to see our progress. So for those who didn't watch it, we're going to update you on our progress on a few things. My goal for the weekend was to finish up, I think it was the second phase or second block of my Christmas wreath. And just something I finished all my WIPGO goals. And I think that's why I went ahead and decided, you know what, let's get caught up on my stitch alongs. So I went ahead and did block 3. So you haven't seen this because I finished it last night. I am completely caught up. And I'm trying to, I think it's lessening, Colleen.
What is?
The holes. So I took Santa out. I don't like Santa. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people love Santa.
A lot of people like Santa.
So this is nothing against you, I promise. I just am not a big fan. And all it was his legs. So I went ahead and stitched it. And then I was like, that's really easy to take out. I have no Santa things in my house. I love Christmas. Just not a big fan of Santa. So anyway, I am all caught up. I'm thrilled with this. It's beautiful. It's fun. My husband keeps teasing me, agonizing me, tantalizing me. What's the word? Torturing me. Like, you need to put Santa back. Yep, that's the bottom.
Okay, so you got a good amount.
Oh yeah, I got lots of extra fabric. Because this is actually going to be a square.
Square? Circle?
Well, it's a circle, but it's perfectly, the top and sides are exactly the same number.
Yeah.
I didn't say that right, did I? Oh well. So I took that off the Q-snaps until next month. I'm hoping those holes relax a little bit. Linen's hard with that. I have stash. I can't wait to show you.
Stash or
Haul. I wrote stash/haul because I wrote the wrong word. So I've been doing a little bit of work on summer Quakers. I am going to do my C hopefully before I go to bed tonight. But I did get some of these darker colors in. C started today in the Alpha My Bet. So I decided to pull this out, and I also made it for another challenge. So my goal is now 500 stitches for this project this weekend, which I should be able to do by tomorrow. I already have 100 in today.
Yep.
So that'll be pretty good. Do you want to show one of yours, or do you want me to keep going?
You can get going.
Okay. We can't knock my coffee over. Yee. This is where this is going to be for a while. And this was called on WIPGO. So I'm able to actually say I met my goal. My goal for new starts was 500. My goal for full coverage that was already started was 1,000. I have 2,000 stitches, so I have more than met this goal. So I'm pretty happy about this. I think it's looking lovely. It's an antique flag. This is by the Cross Stitch Studio. I Pledge Allegiance is what it's called. And
The Pledge of Allegiance.
The Pledge of Allegiance. So this is really antique-y, and going down, the stars are mostly this color. Yes, there's about 30 colors in here. My thumb's hurting if you're wondering why I'm wearing the glove. But anyway, so the stars, it'll be a little bit less shadowy as we go. So it'll be a little bit more yellowy gold. And it goes back and forth. So it's like, it's a weathered old flag. You can go that way. That I need to take upstairs with me. So my Mulan. Mulan is.
Oh, look at the perky.
I have an announcement to make with Mulan pictures. I told you. Yes, I did get a page finish. Wow. Let me fix this up. It's a rat's nest because I put it back in the. I think it's the first time I put it back in the bag the way I just did. So not only do I have a page finish, I came to the realization that I am going to finish this year. I wanted to, and I was very disappointed that all of my goals were, 21,000 stitches in 21, and I was like, I got 45,000 stitches to go in this. Even if I get that insane goal of 21,000 stitches. And then, I don't know, a couple of days ago, it hit me that I'm doing 10 stitch. So for me to hit that 21,000 goal of 21,000 stitches, I actually have to stitch 42,000 stitches. Well, that is so much more doable. Don't mind my parking. My parking is kind of crazy. Yes, I normally have them all wrapped up, but oh well. Look at the rat's nest. I apologize. But I think I got a good amount done. Over 3,000 stitches this month. So over 6,000 actual stitches. So I'm really pleased about that. So if you're not familiar with 10 stitch is half stitch. It's the first leg of what your stitch.
People call it the half cross.
Yes, I mean half cross is usually called for in a pattern. So the difference between 10 stitch and a half stitch. Half stitch is actually called for in a pattern of regular cross stitch. So like I've done dimensions kits where it's mostly cross stitch, and then the background is done with half stitches. Mm-hmm. Like if the pattern was entirely half stitches, it would be 10 stitch because that's the stitch that is called for. I mean, they can still call it a half stitch, but that's primarily the difference between a half stitch and a 10 stitch. So yeah, if you're doing 10 stitch, you do the first leg of your cross, which, the way I do it is bottom, left, top, right. If you look at your dimensions kits, that's how they define a half stitch also. I used to model stitch 4 dimensions, so, my rules all came from them. But anyway, oh my goodness, I'm over the moon that I am going to finish this. So I know I say a lot. Maybe she'll poke me every time I say it. I did not plan on working on Enchanted Unicorn, but it happened. This is my 100 days ahead, so my goal is to get 50 stitches every single day. I didn't want to give up, so I got a lot in. So if you didn't see the video, this is a lot of progress. If you did, this is where it's at. So I'm just doing my little bit each day to keep up with my progress, and then I'll wait for it to be called a whip go, maybe. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I might get my 1,000 in before then, or I might have already. I don't know. I think, Colleen, that's it. Some of these are like plans, so we'll talk about those in plans.
Okay. Well, I guess my first one, since I hit both goals of my January's whip go, I went just because this is my fancy parties that I want to finish, but I'm very far from finishing in my opinion, so I just wanted to get a head start before it got called, and thankfully this month it didn't get, or for February it didn't get called, so all this blue right there, that's all I'll do. I got that done in 3-4 days.
Yeah, she's a fast stitcher. I told my husband, I said, the people watch us because they want to see her finishes. I do the talking, she does the stitching.
Oh, that almost looked like you dipped it in your coffee.
I didn't dip it in my coffee.
I know, it drug over the cup. Okay, so, I don't know. This one's in present, so I don't know if I should show this next. This is Celtic Christmas that I'm working on for my aunt, and you hadn't exactly seen the rest of it.
So my sister had stitched from here down.
Pretty much just the entire dress. I put in like 6 stitches of the red, but I've gotten her face. I mean, the green.
The
was
border
there
is
too.
all Colleen.
Yep. So,
The Noel is Colleen. The face, the head, the hair, green, candles.
But there's so much, like I said before that some stitches I can't even do. Like there's plenty of gaps because it's either a specialty thread or it's the beads. There's so many beads in this.
So would you like to share your father's reaction?
I thought we already did.
We already did that on the
Oh, right.
24 hours.
Well, what was it again? Like I was stitching on it, and I said something about, yeah, this is going back to Aunt Jamie. She's giving me to work on this because she's not able to. And he kept asking on and on about that. And then, so I'm like, no, I'm giving it back to her. She's paying me. And he's like, what? This isn't staying with us? Because he's always, like, still holding it against me that I gave my memorabilia to my grandparents.
But somebody on that video did say, you'll just have to keep the pattern and stitch it again for us. And then you get to actually stitch the, I love the scroll work. Love the scroll work at the bottom.
Oh, that's what's fun.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's beautiful. I actually helped my sister buy this if I didn't buy it for her.
Okay, so last whip that I actually worked on, I was working on this today and yesterday, and maybe the day before. Yellow roses, and this was called for whip go. And, you know, it's not February yet, but I'm working on it. And
Because, what's your goal for it?
to finish.
So,
And
yeah, since it's a finish, she wants to get started.
I feel like, because, like, if I finish on the 31st, then that could count as extra before, or no?
I don't know. I mean, do you get extra points?
Right.
I don't think so.
Still.
So the way Whip Go works, if you've never heard of it, it's a group by Jessie Marie, and she decided to open it up. She's always done it for herself, but she decided to open it up to all of us. So every month she pulls 2 numbers, and that's what you should work on for the month. Now, sometimes you're done with it already, which I am with the flag, or sometimes it's like an overwhelming goal. But the goals are for the year. So, but she has Whip Go weekends every month. And during that weekend, you post your start and your finish of what you wanted to work on. But you make mini goals. So that's if you are actually finished with your project, your whole goals before the weekend, then you get extra entries into the drawing. If you meet your goals for the mini weekend, you get an entry into the drawing.
Right.
So, yeah. So, I mean, it doesn't hurt you to already be done, and it also doesn't hurt you to wait because I have to make mini goals. I mean, I have 1,000 stitches a month on 4 of my projects sometimes. There's no way I'm doing 4,000 stitches in that month, that weekend. So, like, my goals, like, depends on what I'm working on. It'll be either 500 on one or 250 on one or 2. Anyway,
So should I
that's
show
what it
this?
goes. So that's plans.
Okay.
Let me see my notes. Oh, yeah, just another talking point. We've been watching Teresa Little Stitcher. She's fun. If you want to go watch some fun videos, go watch her. She's been around a while. So Colleen and I go back and we're watching her old ones, and it's kind of funny because she was talking about she didn't want to know if she wanted to take on a memorabilia. Well, it's hilarious to me because I know what she's stitching now, 5 years later.
Right, and I think the one video I saw was very...
Yeah, it's sitting
recent.
behind her.
It's
in
right
most of
behind her
videos.
framed and everything.
Yeah, it's a fully finished thing. So it's hilarious seeing her being like all nervous. But Colleen's, if you're nervous about it, that was Colleen's first project. And like everybody always says, it's one stitch at a time. Beads can be daunting, but it's one stitch at a time. So you just take it as it comes. But we've been having fun watching her.
Right. I mean, I don't know if like it's the thing with people can count off and stuff. I would say I did have those problems. I mean, I don't really have those problems like you do a lot. But, I mean, yeah, like, yeah. I mean, unless it's a huge mistake, like, I had 2 sides of the girl's dress that I'd stitched in the wrong color, so I had to go and take that out. And luckily, I hadn't like put other colors in.
Oh, I remember that.
But like you take it out, I mean, some people are devastated because it is some great progress you got and stuff. But
at least for my games, it counts as twice.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, that's the only, I guess, saving grace that I have. I don't know. I haven't figured that one out yet either. I thought I had a page like with new Flosstube that I watch, but I don't know where that is. So there's somebody turned me onto this app called Asana. So I am trying it. The jury's still out whether I like it or not. But what is cool, it's a scheduling app for tasks. So I can put like, I'm working on the Hunchback for Enchanted Stitches. So I can put Hunchback for week 4, but underneath of it, I can put all of the different things that I'm working on for that, so that when you do it, you can check it off. It can import to your calendar. So while I love my paper calendar, sometimes things are out of order, which is fine by me. I don't care, but sometimes I get lost in my tracking, and I have everything saved in Facebook. But again, I get lost in my tracking, or I can't always find my post. So I get lost in my tracking. So I'm going to try this. It's not that I have to record that I've done it, but I can check mark it off when it's done. And I have things put in order. So I have things that are the year long, and I have month long challenges in there, and I have the due dates in there. So if you have the free version, you can only put due dates, no start dates. But that's okay, I think. But even like my Alpha My Bet, I just sat down today. It doesn't take long. If I'm doing it on my laptop. On my phone, it was a nightmare. That's what happened to my thumb. I was typing a lot with my thumbs. So now we know. No, on my phone.
Oh.
That's why I swapped to my computer. So there's that. But yeah, it's okay. I like it so far because I can see everything in order as it's due. So we'll see. I'm going to give it through February. Try it out. Okay, so there's that whole question for you all. Have you ever used sequins for stitching? So my Cross Stitcher magazine, this was called on WipGo. So I guess we're going to move into plans. This was called, so I didn't download it on here. I can't even show you, I'm sorry. It has 2 sides. Oh, I can show you what I'm going to work on. I just can't show you this where it shows you how to attach the sequins. Okay, so how to attach the sequins, there's the top of the leaf and the bottom of the leaf. It's a leaf sequin, and it's got 2 little teeny tiny holes, and you're supposed to put floss through the teeny tiny holes. So this is my project, is my Cinderella. Yeah, so I was on the Cross Stitcher magazine Facebook page. They're very helpful, by the way. People offered to send me sequins, but I don't know if they're the right ones because they didn't make the project. They have them left over from other projects. So I'm going to send them a picture. I have 2 people who offered to send them to me, and I will see if they are the right ones. I have no problem buying them. If you have already done this or you've used them for cross stitching, I would love if you would put in the comments like what brand you buy, just so that I know I'm getting the right thing. Then I can even ask them before they send. Oh, they're not in this. They're in the January. I re-signed up for Readily.
No, like, is there any in this?
Mm-mm.
No,
they're on. I'll show you later. It's to upscale your thing, so it's only in the January issue. So yeah, so that's part of my plans. Colleen, why don't you show yours while I find my page?
Okay, so for number 4, what girl that was called? Number 4? Yeah. Governor's Palace. Looking back on this, like, I actually got some work on it because I did work on this after Mania. I've shown this, I know. So yeah, my goal for this is to get 22 hours in. And this is where it is right now. Yep, I think it's on.
Oh, very nice. I love I don't know. There's just something about the color, the blended threads in that. So I knew there was something I had great and special. Not a new Flosstuber, but a new designer. Stitchy Princess Katerina Vashakobonyakova. It's Russian. I found she did an Alice pattern that I bought along with a nutcracker. Reasonably priced, and she was really sweet. I actually found her through another cross stitch group, and she designed them herself and stitched them herself, and I complimented them, and I found out she was an Etsy seller. Well, I put them in my cart. I wasn't sure if I wanted them or not, you know, because I have so many. And then the next day I got an email from her just saying, you know, I saw them in your cart, give me a 15 or 20, I think it was 25% discount. So I didn't buy one, I bought the both, so. Anyway. What else? Do you have any other? Oh,
Speaking of plans, though, after this, we plan to go eat warm chocolate chip cookies.
So,
Oh, yeah.
Colleen is our cook. Colleen does a lot of cooking. She used the immersion blender last night. Like, she goes all out. Leanne says she can cook, and she likes to bake. She used to be our brownie person.
She likes to bake. Like, I mean, she did bread. Like, I fail at bread, but yeah, she bakes more than I would say I do.
However, thankfully, something just triggered inside of Colleen, and Colleen's made her share mistakes. I mean, and I'm like, oh, why didn't I tell her that, you know? But Colleen's little radar went up just before he came down, and she said something. What did you say to her?
She was putting them right because she had the aluminum foil, the plastic wrap, the wax paper, the parchment paper.
They were all sitting on the counter.
So I just said to her, so did you use parchment paper? And she goes, no, wax paper. And then
she was trying to save me money.
She thought they were cheap. She said it's the cheaper of them, so she was going to use that.
So very quickly, yeah, it was only in the oven for a minute without mitts or anything. I just quick grabbed one out. She grabbed one out, and we saved ourselves from eating melted wax.
Wax melts. I was like, paper. Wax paper.
So to the stone it went.
Paper.
Yeah. But I said I'll do the dishes, so I guess I have to remember I'm going to do the dishes. All right. So plans. My Grimm's fairy tale. I think we might be getting a warm chocolate chip cookie here. Speaking of.
No. Oh, maybe. Oh, I was seeing the dog.
I heard the.
Well, yeah, the dog couldn't open the door.
Oh, okay. Well, you can go right behind our camera, and we can reach out. Thank you. Speaking of cookies, my daughter just brought down some nice warm chocolate chip cookies, so we quick ate a little one. So sorry for the little break here. So Grimm's was called, and I'm a little sad on that because my plan had been to, after I finished the wreath, to see what I could get done on this, just because I wanted to get done on it. Well, then here it gets called for February, so I'm going to wait till February to start it. But all I have left is November and December, and I'm done. So I'm hoping in the next week or two I can finish that. We'll see what things are called.
There's my seat.
I'm going to scrunch down for a second here.
There's, you can't see my seat.
I already showed you my Cinderella. I already showed you my flag, which is done. So,
Let me see.
I will put in a cover photo.
What's that?
This is my Green Gables.
It's tiny.
Yeah. What do you see? That's all I have done. And done me. I put a goal of 1,000 stitches on this thing. I know. I should have just done 500. So these little soda stitches, they're pretty, they're cute, they're adorable, but they're a nightmare. They're like Clouds Factory. That they're so tiny that you do 4 or 5 stitches and that area is done. So it's not confetti or anything, but it's not confetti heavy, but it's just so small. I love you. I'm finding I don't love those kinds of things. So anyway, that is my plans. Any other plans? Not that I'm aware of.
Not plans, but encouragement to the Flosstubers. If you have pets, please show them.
Oh, yes.
I love, I don't know, people don't like us showing pets, but I love seeing people's pets.
Mm-hmm. Oh, who's the mother? The Real Housewives. They have a dog. The mother has a dog. Did it sit on the table the entire?
Oh, which one was that?
It's adorable. We kind of couldn't take our eyes off the dog.
I think it was during one of Teresa's old ones where her dog was snoring. She was like,
oh yeah, that was funny too. So she kind of showed us the video. So I have a little bit of haul. So this is my first of the fabric of the month. I wanted to do Picture This Plus fabric of the month. November 1st, I think, was the date you sign up for that. Well, wouldn't you know, Picture This Plus had that shortage and everything, and they said we're not even doing a fabric of the month. But you go through Rogue Stitching to do this. So they decided to have their own, and they did tell you what the colors were going to be ahead of time. So this is from Mountain Air, and the color is Arctic Ice. And I decided to go with the 18 count Ada. And then today, I didn't even tell Colleen yet, I went ahead and signed up again for Delicious. I saw their February. You can still get in on it. If you get, I think it's February 10th is the deadline.
No, you're gonna bump.
So, it's pink. Oh, it's very Valentine's-y. Oh, it's gorgeous. So that I'm going to do 32 count Lagana. So that'll get me some good dribbling. No, I think I'm dribbling. So anyway, that should get me some good. Sorry, so that should get me some good changes of colors and.
That kind of looks like my fabric that
Yeah,
I used.
but it's a really pretty color.
It's in the stitching that I didn't.
So excited with this guy.
I didn't frog it, but that is like a similar color.
So,
Whoa,
watching.
Twyla,
Whoa,
whoa.
Don't you can break our board.
I know. You just.
Speaking of dogs on the table. So Craft Addict K was telling me, everybody on YouTube, Flosstube, how to repurpose Christmas cards.
Hey, that's like one of the cards. Look on the back. It's like the picture on the back.
I can use that whole thing.
Right.
So anyway, Michaels has these little handy dandy things. Go watch Craft Addict K. She has a whole tutorial. She goes through it nicely. I have to go watch it to make it again. But you do need one of these things. This is 1 13/16 inches. So that's close to 2 inches. All right, hopefully it looks awfully small. I hope I got the right size. All right. For some reason, I thought I was supposed to get 2 inches. I got my first Light Effects floss.
Is it
This
moving?
is hilarious too.
It says moving on it. Is it moving?
Well, it's still Light Effects.
Okay.
So my dear husband, I got a gift card from my mom from Michael's. So my dear husband was going down to the area with the craft stores and said yes, he would pick it up for me. Okay. Then he calls me. I went to the wrong place. I'm like, what? He went to Joann's. I'm like, well, he said, do they have the floss? I'm like, yeah, but it's already paid for at Michael's. No, do they have anything you need? Well, I was actually getting ready to do a virtual doctor's appointment. So I didn't have time to kind of go through my whole list. But he's like, is there anything you need? Well, I was able to send him a 50% off coupon because Michael's had canceled this on my order. So I quickly checked my email and he was able to get that at 50% off. Whereas everything else was 20% off. So I got my first, these two are the same. I'll throw one of them out. These are for the Cinderella.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a nice shiny way to not do Krynics.
Mm-hmm.
Krynics, I think.
Krynic.
It is Krynic.
Yeah, we're so used to, we don't know anymore. And then, yeah, Cinderella needed it. And I forget it's another Cinderella. Can you not lick me?
You're a mother's baby.
Oh my goodness, I do have some dogs. You want to try holding these up with me? Then he also picked, were also in my order. He's like, did you not have those colors? My answer was just, no. No, I didn't.
I don't have them for the projects I need them for, is the right answer.
But I didn't want to say that.
That's not lying, though. You do have them, but not for the project you need them for.
Well, I didn't have them that I found them.
Oh.
All right, any other things you need to talk about?
I don't think so.
All right, let me give you my little sidetracked home executives. You can make fun of these all you want. This is written in, was it the 80s? They did update it. 1977. So anyway, so it is a little outdated. Yeah, maybe the year I was born. It might be a little outdated, but it is super helpful. And if you want an organized house and guilt-free stitching, this is an awesome way to go. Does not mean I always do it. I wish I did. I feel guilty because I don't. Never leave the house before you've done all the morning's daily chores in your card file. Refile your cards as you complete them. Then they're ready for the next day. And then check the next day's cards the night before. Because remember, there's not just daily, there's weekly. And you may have put some of those in there. So, for guilt-free stitching. Sidetracked home executives will keep you on track. All right, I guess we are going to sign off.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.